The son of the Emsagweni female, with the 3-2 spot pattern, has now moved into a very dense grassy area, and I can only just see his tail sticking out of now. There are several impalas in the area now. If you listen carefully, you can hear them still rutting, the males chasing each other around, competing with one another. So you might use this opportunity to lay low for a little bit, wait for the males to carry on competing with one another, keep them very occupied, and maybe he'll attempt to stalk a little bit closer. With it being a cool morning, overcast weather, clouds have come down, nice and cool, allows the leopards to be somewhat more active, in the sense that they're not going to sleep throughout the heat of the day. They could move around, patrol, potentially hunt in this area. Something quite unique happened. When I arrived to come and look at this leopard, Tubbs was currently with it, and we were following it through a dense area around Piccadilly Triangle. And as soon as we got sight of it, we carried on following it, and then for about 30 seconds we lost sight of it, and we were busy navigating our way through the dense foliage. I came across a leopard, and it was lying down, busy grooming itself. I could hear Tubbs driving further east of me, away from where I was. I thought maybe he was getting into position to allow the leopard to walk past him, or get a front shot of it coming towards him. But little did I know that a couple of minutes later, Tubbs was asking why I was sitting in the middle of the bush, not looking at anything. And it turns out that Tubbs had actually come across the other brother of the son of the Emsagweni female. And so how it has turned out is that these two brothers, the 3-3 spot pattern and the 3-2 spot pattern, were in the same vicinity of up to about 50 meters away from each other. And just in that 30 seconds, I was with the one that we initially found, and then Tubbs found the second one who was moving out of that area. So it just goes to show that leopards can be anywhere, and sometimes there can be two leopards in the same area. And you never know where one might be lying or waiting for you. This male leopard's now heard the male impalas rutting and competing with one another. He's moving very cautiously through the undergrowth here. You can just see his spots through the dense vegetation there, slightly moving every now and again. This male leopard's moving very quickly through the brush now. He's trying to stalk closer to his prey. So he's just settled down now. I think he's seen where the impala as well. The impalas have been chased off by another male impala, and they've moved out of the brush and into an open area just on the other side of where this male leopard is. So he's crouched down here. What can happen is when male impalas start chasing after the females, they can start to scatter, or bombshell as we call it here. That they start running in all these different directions, and sometimes the leopards will just sit tight and wait and hope that the impalas will run right towards them. And if they keep still enough, the impalas will not see them. You can just see by the coat of the leopard with those rosetted spots of the black and the brown gold, how well it is camouflaged in the drier grass of the winter time here. Gives them a perfect advantage in their camouflage of getting closer to animals that they can hunt, but impalas are extremely aware of any slight movement that might set them off. Most animals out here being colorblind in the sense that they're only seeing grayscale, black and white. It's very apparent the way in which they can identify just slight movements between the contrast of the grayscale in which they see in. For comparison, I'll just show you a quick video of how that will compare. To give you an insight into how the majority of animals out here, including antelope, see as they see in grayscale, so black and white. You can see by the leopard's rosettes and spots, it enables it to blend in quite well to the surrounding vegetation. Unfortunately for this young male leopard, the impalas have moved into an open area which doesn't allow him to stalk very close. He'll continue to follow them throughout the day, most likely, waiting for them to enter the thicker areas, enabling him to stalk closer.